Arabic Art Academy presents Dunia series, filled with workshops, interviews, and tutorial videos aimed at the artistic improvement of lovers of genuine Oriental dance. Today, I have the honor of speaking with an icon of this art, the great Egyptian master teacher, Dr. Geddawi. He was a member of the most important Egyptian folklore dance group, the Reda troupe, and he is one of the most respected teachers in the story of the Oriental dance. He was the first Egyptian teacher to bring Oriental dance to Europe, opening doors for many other talents. With a career marked by numerous tours and performances around the world, he has inspired and taught generations of dancers. Get ready for a conversation rich in knowledge and experiences that have shaped the art of Oriental dance. Really, today I'm very happy, and I'd like to start, Dr. Geddawi, our delicious interview. Sometimes a master teacher precious like you, maybe you don't have the idea of the weight of your words and how important they are, these words.
This is true. This is true.
And I must be honest with you, I am in this field for 35 years in the Oriental dance. We met in Cairo for the first time in the Ahlan wa Sahlan festival.
Right.
I had the honor to receive from you the first prize in the competition. Anyway, it was the last competition in my life because I be very nervous. I'm not done for the competition. But this also make a click in my mind that, oh, maybe I am going in a good way in my dance, in my art. And now, Geddawi, there is a new generation that are doing amazing things, very acrobatic, strong, powerful, that give us an impact, but in my opinion, is becoming very far off the real essence of the Oriental dance.
This is true. This is true.
So what I decided, that's why I start to think I will bring the master teachers that I had the luck and the blessing to have in my life, that advised me, even when you went to Madrid in my school to give your workshop, all my students told me, oh, Claudia, I never thought about this technique, how to breathe, how to make the camel, things completely new. The story of your life is the story of Oriental dance in Egypt. Yes. And we must listen to you, because I know that now is a fashion, everybody very fast, everybody is super strong. And I ask myself, where is the Oriental dance? Where? And I don't want the new generation, people that start now, think that the Oriental dance is what is being teaching today.
Yeah.
So that's why I want you today to open your heart for us. We are talking not in the mood of criticize anything. It's only a reflection. Let's think about the art that we love so much.
Absolutely. And it is my pleasure to join and to exchange my experience with dancers and dance lovers and teachers. I think it's also my duty, and I believe in this.
It's fantastic. First of all, the first thing that you put, and I will read for our friends, is the only way to achieve immortality is to share everything you know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when we meet you in a course, we have this opportunity. It's true. You are a teacher, Karim, no? This one that give everything. You want the best of your students. As the competitions became the first target of a dancer, the main proposal of a dancer, that is to bring happiness to a party, to a wedding, to people, changed. Now it's not enough to be good professional. You must be better than others.
This is true.
And the energy changes completely. So I see girls that they enter in the stage ready to a fight, like showing how powerful. And when you teach in my school in Madrid, you teach a sensual ballet that till today we talk about this choreography, because your choreographies, they have the balance between the charm, the perfect reading, of the music. And this is very hard to find today. When you tell that you share everything you know, I tell, this is the master teacher that we must have with us all the time. No? So let's start with our questions, okay?
Absolutely.
Tell us, Dr. Mo, a little bit about you when you were a kid. You come from a family of artists, or you are the first artist in your family. How did you take the decision to learn dancing? Tell us a little bit about this beginning.
Yeah. Well, as a kid, I think I was born a dancer. I have this talent from God. And Mother Nature took care of that and opened for me a lot of opportunities, even as a small kid. And I was, of course, in my family, I became the only professional in the art. Most of my family, they can dance, and some of them, they dance very good, but none of them took this as a career. Thanks to Mother Nature, that I managed to go two ways, but dancing was my priority number one. And then, I studied medicine, etc. This was the second priority. But I never stopped dancing, and I almost devoted my life to dancing.
And you are very fan of Fred Astaire and Jenny Kelly. Even you looks like Jenny Kelly a lot. I think many people told you this.
Yeah, I heard this several times. But in fact, as a kid, the way it started, I used to go to the movies and come back home and imitate Jean Kelly or Fred Astaire as much as I can. And this was the beginning. And this is when my family also discovered that I have this talent.
Yes, and for them, they accept. It's not, or your parents tell you, no. First, you must go to your university, like every parent say, no?
Yeah, well, I was good at school. I was good in sport. I think my family were proud of me.
The cousin of King Farouk, Madame Saïda, is Suter, her name, Suter?
Saïda Suter.
She liked the ballet, and she goes and takes some talented boys to study for free.
Yeah, boys and girls, about 8 of us, and she taught us in her palace for free. This was a great experience because we were doing classical ballet, and I think I was a very good listener. very much interested. So I understood her words when she talked about technique, about choreographies, about all this, and I got very much interested in all aspects of dance, not only to dance, but also the history, the choreography, how to choreograph, and all this. I learned from that lady a lot of things.
It's good because she cannot dance, so she make her dream come true through the kids, no?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sometimes I watch some Egyptian movies, no? Now after 14 years marriage with Egyptian husband, you know, we watch all the golden era still, no? The Egyptians love the golden era movies. And I see also that there is a lot of tango and rock and roll in the movies. And you also start to dedicate to this kind of dance. Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, well, in fact, after 4 years of intensive classical ballet, I was not completely satisfied. I wanted to do other kind of dances, and of course, at that time, mambo, cha-cha-cha, rock and roll, and all these things. And I worked also hard on that, and I started to enter competitions and winning competition. It was a great time. This was in the 60s. At the same time, as I said, I was good in sport. I was a diver. And at the club where I did diving, there was also Mahmoud Reda doing gymnastic. And he was a friend of my older brother. And this sporting club used to have every Saturday and Sunday a party with live music and dancing, mambo and etc. So Mahmoud Reda was there with his wife, and he saw me dancing, and then he approached me and asked about my name, etc. And then he offered me to take ballet at his school for free.
My God. Oh,
So-
but you don't search. People come
No.
to you.
It's, I'm saying all my life is coincidence, and Mother Nature opened doors for me.
No, and of course, because you are brilliant. No, your talent is something that nobody that understands about the dance can pass and do not get like stuck with you. No, that
I did a couple of lessons with Mahmoud Reda, classical ballet, and then he started to tell me about his dream or idea about to establish or to find the Reda troupe. Of course, without any hesitation, I agreed to join. So I was almost the first one who joined the group.
and these first 12 dancers, no, 6 boys and 6
Yeah, it started 6 boys and 6 girls, plus Farida Fahmi and Mahmoud Reda. And we worked for 2 years from 57 to 59, only practicing.
My God.
And
without money, without anything, only for
no,
love.
without anything, even the props of the troupe, we used to make it ourselves, the ballas or whatever, we used to make it ourselves. And the first show was in 59. And after this show, I was at that time in the student union in Egypt. And I met one German person. His name is Christoph Jäger. He was doing his doctorate degree at the Cairo University, and we became good friends. And I took him a couple of times with me to see the rehearsals. And then I asked him if he can take the group to Germany as students. So in fact, he agreed, and I talked to Mahmoud Reda, and Mahmoud Reda agreed also. And this was the first trip in 61, the first trip to the Reda group as students to almost 11 different universities in Germany. And when we came to Bonn, this Christoph Jäger was very clever. He invited the Egyptian ambassador, who was very, very impressed with the group. and he was a close friend of President Nasser. So he called President Nasser and told him this group must represent Egypt everywhere. So this is also a coincidence. And therefore, the group became more famous, and it was the group of President Nasser almost.
This is incredible, no? How if we tell the story, we cannot think how it is possible not to happen. All these coincidences to have the right person in the right moment. So now, Allahu Akbar, everything that is written, my God.
Absolutely.
I'd like to ask you one thing about the work of Mahmoud Reda. Is already my second question, because I think inside the Reda troupe, you start to develop a kind of dance that in Egypt is hard to tell. No, the dance in Egypt is solo oriented. No, like to make a group of a solo dance is a challenge, no? But I think that you all in the company of Reda, you could transpose, no, the street dance, let's say like this, to the stage.
Mahmoud Reda was a really very, very talented choreographer. And he went around Egypt and saw how the Fallahin dance, how the Saidi dances, and how the Haggala dances, and all of this. And he created those dances. As a matter of fact, his wife at that time, who was the sister of Farida Fahmy, she did the design of the costumes. So the movements are typical Egyptian movement. You know that we have, of course, the most famous dance in Egypt is baladi, where everybody dances. And the movements are limited. There are not so many movements. They are limited. And I think Mahmoud managed to get this movement on the stage, but he did not lose the Egyptian feelings of it.
Sure.
So this was really a great work, and all the other co-founder was him, who worked with him. Of course, there was ideas, but he accepted the ideas. And as I said, we did only 10 dances for the first show, and this took 2 years to do this,
Yes.
including, of course, the costumes and the music, etc. And later. The was very good thing that Mr. Ali Ismail
Yes.
joined the group, and he made really fantastic folkloric music.
I was going to talk about Mr. Ali Ismail because he is responsible for the background music of many movies of the Egyptian cinema. And he really, especially in movies like Shafi Elibtia, he bring the drama of the scene with his songs. No? So what is interesting is that he could adapt the songs of the Mahmoud Reda choreographies to something more easy to the people in Europe, because you know the quarter tone for us is something strange a little bit.
Yeah, he managed to remove the quarter tone.
Yes.
So the
and-
music was very acceptable to the Western ear.
Yes, and this was fantastic because open a door, no? Because before, more or less, keeps like a wall. No, only people that like exotic sounds will be interested. But when you bring the things closer, no, it's easier to accept, no, this kind of music, and really did not lose the Oriental mazag, no, like the mood.
Yeah, I think it's very much this quarter tone is not good for the Western ear.
Yes. we try, no, you know that now my academy here is an online academy. No, I don't have a physical place, but I devoted my life to bring this kind of knowledge for the girls to start. As my husband is a musician, and
Yes.
he studied in the Alexandria, no, in Scandaria, the Faculty of Arts there. So he helps me a lot to try to bring it closer to us. But of course, for example, when a mother in Egypt, she sings for her baby, already she sings with the quarter tone, and the baby gets used to this. And we know, so it's a big work to try to identify, make a match, and this.
This is true.
No, but we keep working hard. And then, Mogeddawi, we will talk about one thing that is not easy for you, because I know that was a big disappointment in your life when the government took the art in general, because they start to control everything, and the Reda troupe was nationalized. So tell me what happened, that you are the co-founder of the Reda troupe.
You know, the group was 12 dancers plus Mahmoud and Farida, and only one accountant who was taking care of the money. And at the same time, he was the one who opened the curtains and closed the curtains. When we joined the government, there become more departments. Big department for costume, big department for music, big department, and there was more people working than the dancers. So this is, of course, was very bad for the group.
Yes. And also people that were there, these other people, they don't have the same love for the dance.
Absolutely not.
They
Absolutely
see
not.
like a business. No?
Yeah, was very sad. But the group existed and continued until Mr. Mahmoud Reda passed away, and the group is still there. But I think I did not see any new shows. It all depends until now on the shows that Mahmoud Reda created.
Yes, this is one thing that I think is a moment that we would like to see something original, but without becoming crazy, because now there is a confusion. No, someone wants to make something original and start to bring steps and aesthetic of other cultures, other dances, only to be different. And if you study the Egyptian culture, you have a rich source of inspiration. You can make the story of Munir el-Mahdiya. You can make the story of Sayed Darwish and make all a show, no? For example, to give an example. And I'd be surprised that people prefer to copy and paste.
You need for that creators, people who has the knowledge and to create something. You don't have to present things as they done in the street. You can modify it, but you don't lose the feelings of it. Plus, folklore is not only dancing. Folklore is singing. It's also fairy tales and things like, there is no Milaya dance in Egypt, but you see the ladies with the Milaya, and out of this, as a good choreographer, you make a Milaya dance. Very important to be able to present this, that people really feel this is how the Milaya woman behaves, and many things like that. So you cannot really put the dance as you see it, or especially the character. You choose a character and you make out of it a dance. And Mahmoud Reda really succeeded in that. And until now, many people still do his style.
Yes, it's a style that came to stay, but of course, what I always tell the girls, and when you see a copy, Dr. Mo, you don't see the one that is dancing in front of you. You will remember Mahmoud Reda. So when I see something that is well done, but is Mahmoud Reda style completely, I think, my God, when will come a new generation that is able to create something nice, exactly like you told, that represents Egypt, because this is important.
Mahmoud Reda created a very special style.
Yes.
So anything that in this way, the same style would be related always to Mahmoud Reda.
I am concerned about the Oriental dance. You know, Dr. Mo, that is not easy to take the artistical life in not only in Egypt, here in Brazil, everywhere, no? But now the dance is passing through a trend, to a fashion, unstoppable. I don't know what will come after this. I am afraid. No, and I will tell you from my heart, because I love this dance. My teachers were Tahia Carioca. I learned with the movies. You know, in that time here in Brazil, we don't have even a lot of information. And now I start to see a very big influence of other dances like ballet, this, and people doing. I will tell you that now is the new fashion here in Brazil. They are doing some movements with the belly that comes from the yoga exercise, that they push in the belly and they make like there is an alien. If you see, it's not beautiful, aesthetic. It's not, and not like the movement of belly of Oriental dance.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Oriental dance became worldwide very popular because women or female discovered the benefits of doing this dance. And not everybody doing Oriental dance must be a dancer or must be a professional dancer. So many, they do it for fun, and this is okay. However, I would say the real professional, or the one who wants to be professional, they must respect the art. And I have no problem at all when people do something different or use different movement, but give it the right name. Don't say this is typical Oriental dance. Yeah, give it a name, and if you're successful with it, it's fine with me. But don't always say only this is typical Oriental dance. And this is, I'm against this, but as I said, I'm not against that it become very popular. I'm not against that people do it for fun. You know, it's a very good therapeutic way for the soul, for health in general. And I have absolutely nothing against this. However, when I say now some of the professional, you know, this Oriental dance was always used along the history. You can go back to Muhammad Ali, and it was always used. This we cannot stop. But if you're a real dancer, you must have respect for your art.
Sure, and do not tell that this represents the Egyptian culture, because this is my concerning. No, like suddenly you see movements that really, really are vulgar in a very bad way. You know, and we must talk. You know, Dr. Mo. I'm not. I don't say many things in the social media. I don't want to create a revolution. But sometimes someone must tell, wait, Yagana, stop. What are you doing?
Yeah, but I can tell you one thing. The audience are not stupid. They see and they know. Even if they clap for someone who's doing a striptease, they know that this is striptease and not belly dance. So the audience are very clever and they know this. The problem is the dancers themselves. The dancer must decide herself. She wants to be a dancer. She wants to present herself as a dancer, or she wants to present herself as a striptease woman.
Yes, a go-go girl that I call. It's like you are in Las Vegas. Sometimes I have the sensation, my God, looks like we are in Las Vegas in these strip clubs, no? It's the same sensation, and this makes me very sad, especially when we study, the hard life. For example, Tahir Carioca, since she was a girl, how she suffered inside her family, and she escaped to be able to be up in a stage, and she bring a dance that was fantastic.
However, Claudia, everything evolved. And again, I have nothing against that there are new ways in dancing, like we has the theatrical way, the classical way, the hard way. You can give it many names. But I think most important is the dancers themselves. If they believe what they are doing is right, and it's the audience who judge this. It's not me or anybody. The audience judge this.
Sure. The problem is, Dr. Mo, when the new girls, they are just arriving. Imagine I want to learn the dance from Thailand. I don't know anything about this. So I start search. Now the internet is the encyclopedia of the world. Everybody goes there to search. And you'll be lost because there is no parameters. What will you do? What is this dance? And I think we are in a moment, Dr. Mo, that this happened to the ballet. The ballet was ballet, and suddenly when the people like Martha Graham, they want to make something modern, in the beginning, people hate them. And then they make like this, talk. Okay, now I make modern ballet. Now I make contemporary ballet. So it's okay. I can make other things. So sometimes I would like to have like a name. This is traditional Egyptian dance. Here
you're right, but this is a normal development. Like first you have a lot, you have many bad things, and it always takes time until people start to realize, because don't forget that also many teachers who never learned to teach, it's become a business. Sure. You're nice, you can open a studio and you say you teach Oriental dance and do some movement and finish. I have seen this, I experienced this myself when the teacher stand in front of the girls and do a hip movement like this, and they have to imitate and finish. But they don't understand the dance.
Sure, this is the big difference because the market grew a lot. Here in Brazil, we have a boom, especially there is a TV serial, El Clone, that I was the choreographer of this, but in that time, we have no idea that suddenly in every corner, every gym in Brazil, there is Oriental dance inside.
Yeah, not only in Brazil, it's all over the world.
Yeah, Shakira also, I think she bring a lot of Oriental dance to the pop music. And this is nice. As you told, I agree with you. The Oriental dance is full of benefits.
Absolutely.
And you can make amazing things with the Oriental dance. But also, Geddawi, now that I all my life work for Arabic people. and I now much more inside. When you know the Egyptian culture, that there is like a protocol, the people still there is the respect, the way that a woman must behave. So when you dance, you must bring a little bit of this with you. You cannot, be very crazy, because it's strange a little bit in the culture.
Yeah.
Né? And I'd like to ask you, in the movie Eragelteni, that I love, you make something modern, like vanguard, no, like something very original. I'd like you to tell us a little bit, how was the experience, no, to work in the movie, the contact with Sabar, Samia Gamel, the actors, for you. How did you feel?
Yeah, well, this was the first time that I met with Samia Gamal. She's a very multi-talented lady, very sweet. I think she had background also in other dances, and I believe that she's really a pioneer in the Oriental dance, because she introduced other movement that was not originally Oriental dance, like arabesque, etc. And she was the best among the dancers that she used the stage area.
Yes.
Yeah, and I met her after that many times, and she was always a really very nice lady, very modest.
Yes, I feel this. Every interview I see from her is incredible, because you cannot be another thing in the stage. In the stage, your soul is there, no? So the dancer shows what she is, no?
But remember also that most of the dancers like Samia Gamal and Tahia Karyoka, etc., they were born dancers. You know, some of them, they had to leave their families because their family did not accept that they dance. And they went to Badia Masabni, and they learned more, and they became big stars. So I think they are born for this.
Yes, and talking about Badia Masabni, could you meet her sometime or go to her places?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I met her only when she was very old.
Yes.
And this was in Lebanon, and she had a shop for Lebanese labna, very famous. And this is thanks to a friend of mine, a musician, Mr. George Yasbak, who made this surprise for me. He took me to eat labna, and then I met in a village called Shatura, in Lebanon, and I met her. And unfortunately, she did not want to talk about dancing at all.
Yes, I think her story was very hard, no? Also, with up and downs. This is one thing that we see a lot, no?
Yeah, but she was a multi-talented lady. She was dancer, actress, and singer, and very good businesswoman.
Yes, she has a good view of the business. That is not, I tell you, I am a journalist by university, but I don't have another work. All my life, I work with dance. You can do a good work, an honest work, earn your money honestly, no, and preserve the art. I don't see that if you want to make a lot of money, you must kick the art, and do anything. I think you can find, no?
Yeah. Mrs. Badia Masabni did a lot for the Oriental dance. Among what she did, she's the one, before it was called Awalim. And this is the visitors of this nightclub was was only the bashas and the high society who spoke almost French at that time, like everywhere in the world. So the word alma or baladi was bad for them. She was so clever that she changed it from baladi to raksharki, and also changed from alma to fananit al-raqs sharki, the artist of raqs sharki. I think, and at her time, she brought many experts who did the new design for the costumes. She encouraged musicians to make music for Oriental dance. I think she did a lot for the Oriental dance.
And in which moment, Dr. Mo, you decide to teach Oriental dance? Because till a moment, you are a dancer, you are Fanan, Kibir in the stage, and you could stay even only in the folklore, no, specialized in folklore. But you have a passion for Oriental dance and a very charismatic way to teach. As a man, you reach our souls in a very nice way. This is not easy, you know.
Yeah. In fact, the first time I taught, I always all my life I was teaching Egyptian folklore and other kind of dances. But the first time I taught Oriental dance, this was in Germany. And when I created, it was in 86, when I created my own group, the Hatur Dance Group. So we were performing folklore and also Oriental dance. And then I started to do choreographies for Oriental dancers, etc. But at that time, most of the belly dancing was coming to Europe through the Americans. I was the only Egyptian teacher at all at the beginning. So, and then I started to teach Oriental dance, and I went to the States several times, and even I attended and give a workshop in the first festival that took place in San Francisco. This was in the 80s, and it continued, you know.
Yes, it's incredible because when we think, I want to learn Oriental dance, what do you think? I will take an Egyptian teacher. And wasn't the natural thinking that time. No, even in Brazil, in the time I learned the first videos of tutorials, not video of dance, like teaching, they come from America. They come from
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know all of them.
Yeah. And then we took years because we learned in the way that you count 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have the same way that the Egyptians understand the song or the rhythm.
Yeah. There was more Turkish Armenian style.
Sure.
And but I must tell you that we have to be honest with the history also. The ones who brought belly dancing to Europe were the Americans and not the Egyptians. I was the first Egyptian really to teach. But before me, there were American teachers. In the first one in Germany, I had the pleasure also to know all of them. The first one in Italy was American. The first one in France was American. And this was forces of from the army, American army.
Look, this is amazing, no? To think the way the dance go around the world. About your method of teaching, you have a special way to teach. When someone make a workshop with you, he turn a page in his life. This I am a witness and my students. So tell us, because you are still traveling all the world teaching. Tell us.
As I told you before, I was, very much interested in teaching and choreographies, etc. And I always say, if you're a dancer, you're lucky. If you're a dancer and a teacher, you're very lucky. If you're a dancer and teacher and choreographer, you are blessed. So, in fact, I realized through my work in the Oriental dance that most dancers, they imitate, but they do not understand the dance. And I thought this is very important to make people understand the dance. What does it mean to understand the dance? There are not many steps in the dance and many movements. There are limited basic steps and basic movements. But you can make out of this through manipulation, you change direction, you add shimmy, you can make out of one step maybe 50 different steps. The same for movement. And I think this is mainly what I want to communicate to people, that not enough to dance, but to understand the dance, especially teacher, because teacher, they communicate this later. And I think this is very important. First, to understand the dance technically. And then you must learn how to breathe. Very important to learn how to breathe when you dance. Also very important how to know about the energy distribution. Where's the energy when you do figure 8 or you do any movement? Where is the energy? And explaining all this, I think, make people getting more interested in the dance. And when they understand it, it makes them even more happy that they know what they are doing.
Sure, and it's a organic way to learn. No,
Yeah. And one more thing, I think Oriental dance is very different from many other dance, because in the Oriental dance you must also learn communication with the audience. If you don't communicate with the audience, they wouldn't like you. You see, the audience of the Oriental dance are not like the audience of classical ballet. The audience of the Oriental dance, they come to relax and to enjoy.
yes.
If you don't give them this, if you do a very hard choreography, they wouldn't like you, even if you're a great dancer.
Sure.
You must make them feel happy because they dance with you.
Sure. This that you told, Dr. Mo, is the most precious words that I will make some t-shirts and sign Mo Geddawi, because it's really the new generation. They are hard to understand, that they are in a speed and in a physical proof all the time that they are really like acrobats almost, no?
Yeah.
And the Egyptians, I know, no, living there so many years, and that is another thing to relax. The no force, no, the dance is not a force that you, no, is another thing. Sure,
Yeah. This is very important communication. Of course, also I always say a good dancer must be honest with the dance. And she must, many people, they say sometimes, if you don't repeat. Some of the dancers, they are naive. They think if they don't repeat and they do many different things in one choreography, it's good. It's not good at all, because if you do a beautiful combination, you have to repeat it, because people identify themselves with it. If you do a difficult one, you must repeat it immediately that people understand it. So repetition is very also important in the Oriental dance.
Especially nowadays that people are, you see, even in the internet, you scroll, people want something new. They don't want the repetition, because the repetition in reality is not the same. You repeat with another feeling, you repeat with another grace, so you can do very few movements and your dance will never be boring.
Absolutely.
Yes, but it's something that also the modern life is taking from us, even this repetition, or to stay in a step, stay a little bit, enjoy. No, they must go to another one, everything very anxious.
Let me tell you this. For example, the shimmy lost its fascination because people, they do from the beginning of the dance until the end of the choreography, shimmy, 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 shimmy. In the past, when a dancer did a shimmy, people clapped. So we lost this.
Sure. And also, Dr. Mo, one thing that, in my opinion, took like the magic of the shimmy is the kind of dress. As you see the legs of the girls, instead to look to the hips, you look to the knees, because you see something like a washing machine, And the dance, in my opinion, no, that is like before it was in front of the hips. Now became in the back, like Latin dance, if you feel, is much more in the back than in front, and it's like the magic. Before, you don't understand how the dancer make a shimmy because you don't see the legs a lot. You see a little bit, but not completely. So we are a little bit killing the magic.
Yeah, my advice to dancers, make it simple, enjoy it, maintain your personality, don't imitate, and communicate with the audience. Very simple.
Yes. It's simple, but it's not easy for someone that is not connected with herself. It's easier to copy. And I see a lot of people now copying even the face, the movement of the head. And as we know, Dr. Mo, all the dancers, I know from where these steps come.
Yeah, so also one of the problem of the modern time that many dancers interpret the lyrics of the song and not the music.
Sah. And now, especially as we have the tools to translate the songs, I always tell, become like you see the dancer, and what is this? No? And it's very good that you tell this.
Anyway, this is evolution of the dance, and if they do it well, I have nothing against it, really. But I can say my opinion. I want the dancer to interpret the music more than the lyrics. The situation now in Egypt is a little chaos because dancing became really a business. Many young, unexperienced dancers, particularly from Europe or from other places, they come to Egypt, they work as dancers for less money. And this is not good because of this, Egyptian dancers cannot find work. And not only this, they let themselves used by some, bad managers, I would say. So, and this is the situation now. It's really chaotic situation. I hope it will change sometime.
Yes, because now you cannot do anything, because if you have someone that can do anything to entertain the customers by very little money, how can you? And I feel also a little bit this like excess of business around the dance, that, as I told you, there is no problem to live from your dance and your courses.
Absolutely no. Business is always good, but you do it the right way. Yeah.
Sure.
And you don't let yourself used.
I would like to take all the master teachers of Egypt, like you, like other big teachers, and I think you still have a lot to teach us about the art of Oriental dance. Nobody, Dr. Mo, have the background that you have. You saw a lot of things and you lived a lot of things. It's a treasure for us.
Yeah, well, getting old, but still admire the dance and work for the dance. And as I said, I think it's my duty also to exchange knowledge with and experience with other dancers.
Sure, and this work that we do, Dr. Mo, to talk about, to open the minds, think about this, everything that you told today to me, they are pearls. They are something that if you work on each sentence you told us, is a lot, is a a door open for you to find a good dance and enjoy, and also please the audience.
In conclusion, everything is easy and is good if you do it right.
Yes, but people sometimes, there is people that are giving up to dance because they tell, now I cannot follow the trend. It's something so hard. And I always tell, no, but wait, this is a kind of dance. Okay, I am like you, everything, you can do everything you want. But there is a style of dance that is still the Egyptians appreciate. So I'd like to ask you this, how the Egyptians, they feel when they see a dance that they tell, Raqs Baladi, and come with but you see the girl, she's doing another dance,
I think Egyptians are very good audience of the Oriental dance. They know it and they lived it, and they saw their sister, their mothers doing this dance. They appreciate a good dancer. The old generation still prefer the classical way of Tahia Carioca, Samia Gamal, etc. The young people, of course, they like the fastness and only the songs changed. The songs now are very like Shabi songs, etc., are very fast, and so life became very fast. It's nothing against this. The young generation enjoyed it, but still, I would say that even the young generation appreciate very much the good dancers.
Sure, and I think still Tahia Carioca, Samia Gamel, I extend my golden era till Lucy, after this, the dance had a change.
Absolutely. Now we have, in the past, the dancer was really an entertainer. That the dancer could also sing and tell jokes and whatever. Now, of course, you have many different kind of dances. So there is not one style. There are so many styles now. But I can tell you my advice to dancers. First of all, a good dancer must respect the art. This is very important. Work very hard, of course. Be expensive. You don't sell yourself cheap. This is also very, very keen on learning, always learning, because the body, you must trim your body. The knowledge is never enough. You must always trim your body, because if you stay 3 months without doing exercise, the body will not do it again. You have to improve your performance to do good choreographies or to use good choreographer. And you have to use, to become professional, you have to use a good, honest manager. Because you need marketing. You need to make an image for yourself as expensive, good dancer. If you manage all this and do it well, you're successful.
Inshallah. But I retire now, but I could work in Egypt in very nice areas. But it's amazing to dance to Egyptian audience because you don't dance only to them. They dance with you even being sit.
Absolutely.
They follow with you the dun, dun, dun. They expect from you, because they know
this is true. This is true.
And it's really pleasant, no? So now, Dr. Mo, to finish our conversation, I'd like to ask you about what are you doing now in the world? Now you are in Egypt.
I still do some teaching in Germany. I still do some workshops. I was in Spain, as a matter of fact, 2 months ago. I give a lot of lectures, a lot of interviews, and I'm writing a book.
Wow, when your book will come? This will be the first one?
Yeah, I hope soon, but it's a lot of work.
Yes, but let us know. I will be aware to know, because these things are very important, Dr. Mo. And I hope you can come to Brazil. Here we have big festivals, and we are trying to bring, people, bring all this knowledge, because we are far away from Europe, from Egypt, but now the things start to be easier, to go and come. So if the girls are interested in call you to workshops and these, they can find you in the Instagram, no, that we will put the contact.
Yes.
And I do recommend, because a workshop with Dr. Geddawi is unforgettable, really, really. And I hope we can meet soon.
I look forward to that.
I will do my best here. And thank you very much for your precious words.
Thank you, Claudia. This was a great pleasure to see you again, to talk to you, and to exchange also opinion with you. And I hope this interview will help some dancers to understand the dance. I don't think that you have to be Egyptian to be a good teacher or a good dancer. It's dancing, belongs to the world. The only thing maybe is you have, as an Oriental dancer, maybe to visit Egypt one time to have these feelings of the atmosphere of the Oriental dance.
But as a foreigner, Dr. Mo, I can tell you, to have a contact with Egyptian good teacher, master teacher like you, is very nice. Change is different. It's the same that if you want to learn samba, Brazilian samba, you will go where? In Japan or in Brazil? You want to feel the taste of the country and the people.
In fact, I'm very happy that the Egyptian dance, whether it's Oriental dance or Egyptian folklore, became very popular worldwide. And I feel so happy when I see Chinese doing Saidi or Spanish doing Falahi. So it's really great for Egypt.
Yes, I think everybody loves the Egyptian art in general. No, the songs, the cinema is amazing. No, really, Egypt has something special that you create things that all the world love. Thank you so much, my dear. You look great. Which secret you have of beauty?
Thanks to the dance. It keeps you young. It was a great pleasure.
جميلا. أنا بحبك.
أنا كمان بحبك أوي.
In reality, really, you changed my life.
Thank you.
شكرا. باي باي.
باي
مع
باي.
السلامة.
باي باي مع السلامة.